food was probably, as far as culture goes, is like extremely important in Brazil. Plus for the missionaries, I always tried to try everything and try new things. I think some of the best things were like the fruit and the juices they would make. So acai, they have that here in the U.S. I think a little bit, but it's nothing like the acai there because they have that's straight from the trees. And they would make acai milkshakes. And it's kind of like a power milkshake, or you get it. The best thing was to get it in a bowl. They kind of blend it up with ice, and they put granola and honey on top. And that was always our like, if it was a slow like a downer day, like we were feeling really bad, like it was a bad day, we go get like a bowl of acai because it has kind of a natural, it's kind of natural energy. It's an energizer. I don't think it's caffeine. It's something else, but it's just kind of a natural boost. And it tastes really. It's like it has. It's good. It's really good. The natural acai, like straight from the tree. And then another one is cupuaçu, which is it's kind of a big kind of a nut. It looks like, but you cut it open. You have to cut it with scissors, and you blend it with milk, and it makes it really like they usually make like a smoothie with it, or like a milkshake kind of thing. And that's the best thing I've ever had. That's probably my favorite thing there. But that was only in kind of the northern region. It grew more in the Amazon area, and there were just trees. It was like you'd see a tree with these huge fruit just hanging off of it. And that was one of the. If we ever went to someone's house and they gave us that, because it was pretty rare too, even in the Amazon. But it was like the best treat to get. They have things called salgados, which are like little kind of pastries almost, but they sell them. Any street vendor will sell them, and they make them out of. They have the like regular ones here, like they make kind of like a little pizza, or a little kind of their version of a Hot Pocket. And they have those, but then they have some that they make from there's a different flour. It's I'm trying to think of it in English. I think it's a yucca plant. It's mandioca. They call it there, and even in different regions in Brazil, it's called different things. But it's most in Cuiabá, that region is mandioca. But they make a flour out of it, and they almost they call them coxinhos. They almost look like a teardrop or like a chocolate kiss almost. But it's kind of a bready thing, and then they put meat inside. And that was whenever we were just hungry and just on the street, and we didn't want to go back to our apartment because it's too far away, we go get a couple of those and a Coke. Coke is like the big thing, the big missionary thing there. And then mandioca, the yucca plant, that when they fried it, when the ladies we'd go to lunch with, they would kind of cook it in a pressure cooker with meat, or just by itself. And that's whenever the sisters would make a lunch for us and they'd ask us what I wanted, I'd always tell them the mandioca. That's probably my favorite dish. And probably second to that is they take the mandioca and take the flour from it, and they fry it with either bananas or like it's plantains. They have like 5 or 6 different bananas they have instead of just the one like we have here. But they'd fry it with either like some kind of meat, and then you put that over your rice and beans. So it's kind of I don't even know, just a kind of a topper. But that was probably one of my favorites. They call it farofa. And farofa with the bananas, that was my favorite one. I think one of the best things about the food in Brazil is the fruit. You can just pick it off the tree and eat it. And then a lot of our houses had acerola, which it's like a little berry, almost looks like a cherry, but it grows year round as long as you're watering the tree. And so when we had it in our yards, we'd always get like a bucket every day and dump water on it or something. But it has 5 times the vitamin C that an orange has, just in one of the little berries. And so we'd always pick those and just eat them. Our theory was if we ate the more of those we ate, the less likely we'd get sick because of all the vitamin C. And that also, if you blended it, you could blend it and make a juice. And sometimes they mix it with milk, and it makes it really like twice as good. But there was one member who had a whole yard full of like just the acerola trees. was like a farm, like a farm of that almost. She didn't sell it or anything. She just had tons of it. And what other? There's, I forget what they're called. They're little blueberries almost that grow on the trunks of a tree. Like they don't grow on the branch, they grow on the trunks. But those are really good. You can't eat the seed. The members would always tell us they'd plug us up if we ate the seeds. But you just kind of suck off the skin. That was probably one of the best fruits they had there. Some fruits of the region, I guess, like kupasu, those are the best. And then mangoes, like when it's mango season, some people don't even eat regular food. We just pick them off the trees, and like as we're walking down the street, you can just pick a mango off and eat it. That was always fun to do. What else was there? Their big thing is meat. They like to eat meat. At least where we were. I've heard of people that went to different missions in Brazil and they don't eat as much meat, but where we were is like the cow capital of. That's like their big thing, is just cows and cowboys. The best treat it's called paçoca. It's kind of like a brownie made out of purely just sugar and peanuts. And so it's just like it's the closest thing you could get to because they didn't have peanut butter. It's the closest thing you get to like the peanut butter taste. And that's what, like, you could go and buy like a brick of it, or you could just buy the little chunks. We just buy the square once in a while when we go to a gas station.